Howdy folks, how y'all doing? Hey, in today's review, we're going to be taking a look at one of those handy dandy wind meters, an anemometer as they are known in the biz. I got this for a kind of a specific use case, but I need it for multiple things, as I'm sure most of you folks do as well. If you're doing HVAC, you're trying to balance your home heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems. You know, if you've got forced hot air, you know, comes in quite handy dandy for those use cases. I've got some other things that I'm doing, so get subscribed, stay tuned, do the ding-a-ling with the bell and all that jazz, and you know, then you'll see what I'm going to use this on next. Anywho, today I just wanted to do a quick overview of the meter itself and give you my thoughts and opinions, ideas on it. Before I get too far ahead of myself, I usually do this as a joke, but nah, not this time. Bubba Cup. I'm telling you, if you want a serious thermos, keep it hot, keep it cold kind of apparatus, and you drink large quantities of mixtures like, well, like I do, yeah, I'll tell you what, bang for the buck. I think this was like 15 bucks for a 32 ounce giant thermos kind of a thing. They make smaller ones, they make bigger ones even. But, you know, rather than paying, you know, half of your freaking weekly paycheck for like one of those, whatever, special name brand one, you know, like Igloo and that kind of thing, whatever the other popular brand is, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Put the name of it in here. Yeti, there we go. I knew it was, I would get there sooner or later. Don't pay the Yeti price or the Igloo. I mean, come the hell on. It's just the same material. It's stainless steel inside and out, and it's got a little dead air space in between. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Why pay more for that? Same plastic, same everything. This got a lifetime warranty on it, and I'm telling you, I highly recommend this thing. I use this almost daily. Frickin' love it. Anywho, yeah, I'm not joking about it this time. I'm dead serious. Love that thing. Anyway, moving along. Let's take a look at the apparatus here real quick. One thing I'm going to get out of the way before I get into the meter. this below molded case. I mean, okay, it's cool. It's good. You got something included to store your professional tool. But it is the cheesiest piece of crap. You know, it's just, oh, it's freaking horrible. Everything about it. You seeing that? I mean, just, nah. I can't remember what type of plastic this is. I got another case that's just like it. In about 3 years worth of time, the thing outgassed. It stank like freaking some nasty toxic kind of a stench to it. And just from heat and expansion, you know, expanding contraction, that kind of thing. The case cracked. I never dropped it. I never touched it. It just sat there on a shelf and literally crumbled. This is that kind of plastic. I can't think of what the hell it's called off the top of my head, but if I can find it, I'll put it in here and post somewhere. Just cheap crap. Almost pointless to include. It's nice that it has a case, but come on, spend a dime on something that's going to last for a little bit. This one, I don't know when it's going to fail, but I guarantee you it's going to fail. Just cheap crap. All right, so I'm going to ding it hard when I give it my score because of that, you know. If you're going to do it, then just do it right. You know what I mean. It doesn't have to be fiberglass reinforced, but it's got to be something better than that, because that's never going to hold up. Anyway, you get instructions here and little software disk, which I'll go over later on. I'll never get it right. I'm not even going to try. The main device itself. And I want to mention here real quick, right off the bat here, the device itself has a 1/4-inch tripod mount there, and then the measuring device, whatever you want to call this, the wand, the wind speed measurer, also has a 1/4-inch tripod mount on it. I didn't when I was looking for it, I was looking in comments and everywhere. Nobody was talking about whether it does or doesn't. I don't know if they weren't asking the question, perhaps, but nobody mentioned that it has a 1/4-inch tripod mount, and yes, it does. Both of them, both the the hand measuring thing and then the main device itself. Both of them do. So just wanted to get that out of the way real quick here. I've done a lot of homework on these before I decided which one I was going to ultimately purchase. And I got this one because, well, it does more things. It has a full feature set. And for the money, it's pretty darn hard to argue with. But it is not the highest quality feeling for being professional. What I've discovered anyway, and I don't know for 100% certain, but it sure as hell looks like it to me. You'll see it when you start looking at these things. The name changes, the model number changes, but the device remains the same. There's probably just one company out there making this thing, and then they're just putting a new label on it for each individual seller. One manufacturer, 10 or 20 different sellers. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how this Chinese crap works, half the time anyway. That's what I've noticed. That's what I'm seeing. Because I swear to you, this is a sticker. Where it says digital anemometer, there is something underneath that. I don't know if we can catch the light just right. You can almost see it. This is a sticker that looks like it just went over some other print. Like maybe it was silk screen printed like that. That's print on plastic. This is there was probably the same thing done here, and somebody put a sticker over it. That's just what it looks like. That's just what it looks like. So, yeah, it's, pick your poison there. I ultimately bought this for feature set, and then I chose not by brand, but by price, because they're all the same damn meter. They're all the same included pieces and parts, the same cheap crap case. It's all the same. So just buy the cheapest one you can find. I'm going to link to this down there, no, it'll be down there. That's the only place I can put it. And in the comments. But, just use that as a starting point. You know what I mean? Ultimately, get the one that's the cheapest, because they're all the same. I'm here to tell you. Not thrilled about the battery door here. Very dissatisfied. Let's put it that way. 2 screws. There's no need for that. Less than thrilled with that. It should have just been an easy, slide off or pull tab kind of a thing to. But yeah, okay. It's got 2 screws on it. You're going to have the same problem that I had. Let me see if I can get you in here. I had to do some brute forcing on this. This freaking door is glued. I don't know what the hell they did. There's some kind of a black, looks like a sealer. Once you remove the door, you'll see it. It's not an O-ring. It's not. Or if it is, it's the cheapest, crappiest O-ring mankind has ever created, because it's torn up in here. It's not even complete. There's just some kind of black, I don't know, like goo or something in there. And this is a channel inside of a channel. You'll see it once you take the door off. I had to use the smallest screwdriver that I currently own and just jam it the hell down in there to finally get enough torque on this lid that I could bust that glue loose. And it's not glued. It's just whatever that black thing is in there. I don't know if it's a broken O-ring or something along those lines, but it glued the damn door shut. And it was tough, really tough to get that thing to break loose. Yeah, I'm going to ding it hard for that when I give it my score as well. But, it's all right. Bang for the buck. You can spend some serious money on these things. I mean, if you're watching this review, then you're obviously in the market for it, right? It's a needed thing for the home gamer as well as the professional. And, you can easily spend quite a few $100s on these things. What is the point? I mean, do you really need to spend that kind of money? I don't think so. I believe the accuracy of this is, tight enough. The tolerances are tight enough. And the only thing I have that I can compare this to, and what I did here later, well, I'll get into it, but the only way I could verify, accuracy to a certain degree anyway, it does mile per hour. So I got GPS, which also tells me miles per hour. I know the GPS is quite accurate, but I compared this to mile per hour from the GPS reading that I was getting, and I'll show you that clip little bit down the road. But let's talk about some other things here, things that I like and things that I don't. It's got just about every unit of measurement that you would ever want or need. It'll do min-max and averaging. It'll do cubic feet per minute. It'll also do all your metric scales. Does volume, velocity. Man, I mean, just about everything you would ever want to know, this thing will do. And it will do a little bit of math for you. Like if you want to know CFM. Now, the downside is, see, every button here has a number on it. Yeah, how about I get you a little closer? Every button here has a number on it. Because you still have to do a little bit of math. You still got to know your area. You know, whether you're measuring a tube or a square box, you know, whatever your ductwork size is, you still got to know the total area of that thing, and you program it. Once you tell it, you know, the total surface area or the area of the tube or whatever that you're trying to measure, like if you're doing a tube, you got to do pi r squared, and you come up with that number, and you enter it in here, and you tell the meter what the total area is, and then it will automatically calculate CFM. So don't think that it does it automatically, because no, it won't. You still got to tell it what the area is, and then it will calculate for you. But, you know, I just want to make sure you guys know that, because I was a little fuzzy on that before I bought it, and I might have changed my mind just a little had I known that beforehand. But there's another cheap feeling, but it's some kind of a rubber, feels like rubber anyway, port here to keep dirt and moisture and whatnot out. You get the a micro USB here, and then I think that's micro. Yeah, micro USB, and then you got a regular type A here. You can power the device right from this port here, as well as you can use the included cable to plug into your PC. And doing that, you can do some data logging and whatnot with the PC. This also has a memory feature and function, if you were wondering. It'll remember a handful of your last settings, which, you know, comes in handy. Anyway, we'll power it on. Let's try and beat that glare. The another thing I'm going to ding it for. Let's see if we can beat the glare. Here's the light. Is it working? It's finicky. There we go. Every time. I got to push it a handful of times, you know, at least a couple of times anyway, for the light to come on. And then, what is that, 5 seconds? Here. Come on now. Yeah, this light button, it's just finicky. And it lasts for 5 seconds. Off. You know, that's stupid. That's beyond stupid. That is freaking annoying. I can't tell you because, well, I mean, you can see the contrast ratio. Here, let me plug the device in so you can get some numerical values up on the screen. I can't count the number of times that I've had to hit that freaking button, and it is a crappy. That's a crappy button. It doesn't keep the light on very long, and it's very hard to activate. You know, the light doesn't want to instantly activate, and the damn thing doesn't stay on long enough. You need more than 5 seconds. I mean, look at the. I don't know how that's coming out for you guys, but to my eyeballs, the contrast ratio is very weak on this. You really need that backlight, and there we are. It helps a lot with the backlight, but it just doesn't stay on long enough. It's, you know, freaking ridiculous. So I'm going to ding it hard for that too. The wind vane here, the measuring device, it's one way. It's supposed to be used one way. Right there. You see the arrow right there at the top of the thing? Yeah, I think you can see that, right? Anyway, it's supposed to go like that, and it works. You know, it does its job. I think sensitivity-wise, I think it's as good as it really needs to be for professional and or the home gamer. You know, whatever your use case is. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to be doing, and this one of the reasons I went with this is because it is capable of measuring up to 100 mile an hour wind speed. And yeah, I could see some of the things I'm going to make it read or test anyway. I'm going to be hitting those numbers, I'm sure of it. So, you know, I didn't want something that only maxes out at 50 or 60 mile an hour, because I know what I'm going to be using this thing on. I need that higher rating. Also, before I forget, it does come with a little screwdriver for getting off that battery door, but it's, you know, it, just like the case, is just a cheesy piece of crap. Oh, I am really annoyed with the case and the light. It does temperature, I guess you can see that, you know, Celsius. Yep. If I get the glare beat here, it'll do Celsius and Fahrenheit. Like I said, bells and whistles, it's got it. It'll do just about anything you need it to do, and probably some things you don't even need. But price, that's how you choose them, in my opinion. That's what I'm recommending. I'll tell you what, let's move on to some of the testing that I've done. I'll show you some of the computer, the program that comes with this thing. It's real basic, real lackluster, but, you know, give you an idea of what it's like anyway. And then we'll move on to the speed test that I did, and then we'll come back and wrap it up with my final thoughts and opinions. All right, here's the basic setup. Got a little workbench here, got a meter, if I can beat the glare, meter, and the weather vane thing. Yeah, like that. And in the background here, we have this PC program. Ain't nothing to write home about, but this is what it looks like, and this is what it does. You got to be a little patient with it. It takes a minute to connect. What I've been doing is you come up here to set. Yeah, set, and you get two options here. One of these two will work for you. I don't know why this is just double question marks here. I don't know what flash port is all about. You're not flashing anything. I mean, I don't know. I click the double question mark button, and that seems to work. And then when you're ready to actually take a measurement, you come down to the start button there, and you get some data points there. And that's what it does. Pretty lackluster, pretty, you know, dirt simple, basic. Only a couple of options here. Your sample rate, you can't go less than a second. It only samples, you know, once per second all the way up to, you know, I don't know how far it goes, but it goes, you know, probably to once a minute if you want. You know, you get your basic readings here, your temperature, wind value, whatever your, whatever the meter is set to. Let's see if I can get the light to work. Hey, first time that time. I'm set on the mile per hour scale. If you go to something else, it changes. Like there, just went to flow. There I'm at mile per hour again. Flow, mile per hour. Yeah, you know, you can change your setting here, which will change your whatever, what the program's doing there. But yeah, that's you know, pretty much all she wrote. There's, you know, zoom in, zoom out, you know, you can get a greater resolution that way, but it is what it is, right? So you know, if you were wondering, that's what the program is all about, and that's how it functions. Pretty, you know, pretty basic, but it works. You know, you just got to be a little patient with that connection, because you got to play with it. You'll see when you try to do it on your PC, you're gonna have to dance with it a little, but it does work. Here I am trying to anyway, take a recording in the car here using a GPS, and yeah, I mean it's pretty accurate, but take a listen to that bearing noise. Yeah, here's another clip. You know, same story, different tune. You know what I mean? It's you know, it's reasonably accurate. Again, I don't have any kind of averaging set on the meter, whereas the GPS is an averaged mile per hour reading. It, you know, it's not going to respond nearly as quickly as this meter is. So, and to positioning of the hand, all those things change the input. If you're not dead straight on, which I wasn't, I was twisting and turning, trying different things, seeing what affects it and what doesn't. And yeah, I mean, all in all, overall, it's pretty damn close, right? I mean, you're seeing what I'm seeing. I do believe the GPS to be, extremely accurate. I'm not saying, tenth of a mile per hour accuracy. I don't know how accurate, but it's well enough accurate. I believe it. And I'm believing what the meter's showing. So, there you go. That's what it does, right? Pretty okay all in all. I think it's accurate enough anyway. All right, so, it's kind of like that, and that's what it looks like, and that's what it does, right? Now, it's fine, it's fine. It's just like cheap, crappy. Well, I think it's a DOS-based software. Barely has a GUI at all, but it's well, you saw it, right? If you find that useful, well, then hey, you know what you're gonna do with it. Things I like and things I don't, I guess. I like that it's telescopic. When you're trying to measure something larger in diameter or surface area, if you will, or just area, period, the closer your hand is to the wind vane or measuring apparati, the more turbulence is going to be created, right? So you want to get some distance from the main reading device here, so that you hopefully minimize some of that turbulence. But it'd be nice if it went a little longer, but that's whatever. I'm 2 inches there is what it looks like. It's something. It's just better than nothing. It's fine that it's USB. It's fine, but when you got the weather protector here on, it just kind of makes the. I mean, you're seeing that, right? It just makes the USB not sit right. I wish it would just stay straight, and it just doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know. I think that could have been done better. In fact, I know that could have been done a lot better. It's nice that it has a seal, but I don't like that it puts pressure on this, because now your plug is always at an angle. Hopefully that's coming out to you guys, or looking like that to you. It works, it bang for the buck here. You got to look at it that way too. And I'm trying. I'm really trying. I got a couple of things that just pissed me right off about this thing. The light. Oh my God, I pushed the button, nothing happened. Pushed it again. Now, finally. You know what I mean? Something's just weird with that. You heard it beep. It's recognizing that I pushed the button. It's just, it doesn't always light up. And then the fact that it only lights up for 5 frickin' seconds. I mean, that's borderline useless. It really is. Total crap. Hate that. I freaking hate that. Everybody needs the light to just be on or off. Or if you're going to have a timer like that, then, give us a realistic timer. 25 seconds, 30 seconds, you know what I mean? Give us something we can actually use, because that's unusable. That pisses me right off. It really does. I don't know which makes me madder, the 5-second light timer or this cheap crap case. I tell you what, they're running neck and neck for a tie right there. They're both, that's both just crap. That's how I'm breaking that down. It really freaking irritates me. But the other options, I mean, bells and whistles and all that jazz, it's got it where it counts. It does the job. I think it's reasonably accurate. I wouldn't doubt what it's telling me, although I don't really have anything other than the GPS data that I showed you for comparison. But, the GPS data is averaged. This wasn't, I should have set an average up on this. I didn't, honestly, I just didn't think of it at the time. But, so this was reacting very quickly to, any little slight change in direction here. If I rotated this a little bit, that would make a big difference. If it wasn't just straight on, and I had it close to the car, and I had it, totally fully extendified and all that jazz. I was playing around with it, but it was working. I was believing it. It was matching pretty well, I think. Anyway, yeah, I like the device overall. Is it worth the money? Yeah, man. I mean, it's not terribly expensive, and I'm sure you're doing your homework. You're seeing what some of these can, cost. They're gonna they're gonna break the bank. Some of them can anyway. I think I paid 70. I don't know what I paid for it. 70 something. I'll put the whatever I paid for it up in here somewhere. It's all right, but cheap crap case. The light doesn't work for crap. The frickin' battery door was glued fast. That pissed me right off. Man. I think it's reasonably accurate. I don't have anything to complain about with with the feature set and the accuracy, but just a couple of things here just give me a wedgie. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give it on my numerical scale because you know me, we don't do stars around here. Stars are for restaurants. On a proper scale, a 0 to 10 scale, I'm gonna give it a 6. Yeah, I can't do better than a 6. Too much here is too wrong. I would if it had a better case and the light worked better. I would even let the battery door go. I'd mention it, but I wouldn't ding it hard for the battery door. Just the crap light, the crap case. Nah, it's a 6 for me. That's the best I can give it. Anyway, hopefully, that tells you everything you never really cared to know about an anemometer, or at least this one anyway. It gives you a good idea of what you're getting if you decide to go down the same road that I went with the professional, which is practically a meaningless term anymore. It's been so used and abused, overused and abused. Doesn't mean nothing anymore. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. Yeah. Got nothing more really I want to say about it. It is what it is, right? So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Do the this thing and the ding-a-ling and the subscribe and all that jazz. And hey, we're gonna see you in the next one then. All right. Cheers.